All right, so we're going to go over number 22. According to a nationwide poll, 53% of Americans, so this is the parameter, it's P naught, 0.53. It's also equal to P if it's a null hypothesis. So remember, our null hypothesis is P equals to 0.53. If a random sample of 100 adults, so N is 100, the sample size is 100, 45%, so that's P hat is 0.45, would vote for the incumbent president. So is there sufficient evidence, so this means that this is going to be a test, that the people, the proportion of adults in Sacramento who vote for the incumbent president is different from the nation? The word different here means that the alternative, right, HA, is that it's not equal to P naught. So we need to do not equal to 0.53. So when we do a not equal to alternative, we're going to get what we call a two-tailed test. So it looks something like this. All right, so make sure that you double the probability to get the proper p-value. So we need to define what the parameter is here. The parameter is the true proportion of, not Americans, but the true portion of, in this case, it's adults in Sacramento, of Sacramento adults who vote for the incumbent president. Incumbent president. So because we have one sample, this is called a one proportion z-test. We always use the z-test for a proportion. One, it has to be random. So it did tell us that it's random. Randomization. So it's stated that it's a simple random sample. So it's random. So number one is pretty straightforward. So always check for randomization. Number two, we need to make sure that it's independent. It's independence. To check for independence, we need to make sure that 100 is less than 10% of all Sacramento adults. So for number three, we need to check for normality. Do we have a large sample size? So to do that, we need to check for a confidence interval. You need to check for NP hat, but for a test, you check for NP naught. And N1 minus P naught is greater than or equal to 10. So this one's pretty straightforward. It's 100 times 0.53, which is 53, and that's bigger than 10. And 100 times the complement, which is 0.47, and that's 47. That's bigger than 10 as well. So check, check, check. So it's normal. So it's independent, etc. So p hat is 0.57, or sorry, 0.5. So 0.5, just so we're clear, that's just 45 out of 100. So if you were to do this on your calculator, x is just 45. Z is your test statistic, so make sure you always do that. That's your test statistic. So test that. That's going to be p hat, which is 0.45, minus 0.53. Wrap that, divided by the square root of 0.53 times 0.47, because that is the complement, or Q naught as they call it. This is just Q naught, all over the sample size of 100. And if you do this properly in your calculator, you should get C equals negative 1.60. So the problem is this is a two-tailed test, so make sure when you do this, right, negative 1.60 is over here. You also do it over on the right side as well. So regardless of whether you have a z-score that's positive or negative, I always look at the negative z-score because of symmetry. And if you look at negative 1.6, the z-score is negative 1.6, so the p-value, so the probability at negative 1.6 is 0.0548. But because we have 2, we can't just say it's 0.548. You need to double this bad boy. So that's going to be 2 times that. So that's going to be 0.1096. So that's pretty high. Right, so that's our p-value. You can also do this on your calculator. You can also go to like a one-prop z-test, right? And you can type in like x equals 45, p naught equals 0.53, n equals the sample size, which is 100. And do that. It does give you the answer, but make sure you, on your test, you show all of your work like I did, right? Find me the test statistics, show your work. If it's confident interval, show your work for that as well. So once we're done with that, we need to conclude this. So there's 2 parts. Do we reject a null or not reject a null? Since our p-value of 0.096 is really high, is bigger than alpha, which they told us was 0.05, we fail to reject the null. We fail to reject HO. Right? Because we failed to reject it, so let me just pull up here. We're like, you know what? This is okay. We don't have convincing evidence for the alternative. We don't have convincing evidence that the true proportion of Sacramento voters who vote for the incumbent president is different from nationwide